What's going on, guys? We're back with the second video of my NBA draft prospects for the 2022 NBA draft. Like and subscribe. What do you guys think of Chet Holmgren, the freshman, 7 foot tall man playing for Gonzaga? This guy's been fun, shooting 50% from the 3-point land, 70% from the field in this past game. But for the season, he's shooting 45% from three, 62% from the field. Okay, just to show you how efficient this guy is. Okay. How efficient. I mean, I know the game against San Francisco was against San Francisco where he shot 70% from the field, but still, I just want to show you guys what this guy's capable of and how efficient he is, even though he's 7 foot tall and 195 pounds. And sometimes, does anybody else have, wait, before I continue, I want to hear your thoughts about Chet Holmgren, but my biggest fear with Chet Holmgren is that his body will stay how it is, how we're having a similar problem with Alexei Pokusevski, and that's because it's actually Pokusevski, but Poku has narrow shoulders. Chet has more broad shoulders, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. But either way, look, Chet Holmgren, he's a great low post scorer. I know it's not going to work when he comes right into the NBA because of the strength, but he's showing off the ability to have a good hook shot and a lot of good moves down below. But what's really interesting about him is his shooting ability. He's a guy who can come in and launch threes from all over the floors, modern day Andre Barjani, okay? And I'm not comparing him to Andre Barjani at all, but if you really want to look at his game in a vacuum, this is going to be a guy who, is a more athletic and nimble Andre Barjani if you want to put it in a tunnel, but that's not at all what his game is. This is a guy who can come in who has an excellent motor. He's way more athletic than Andre Barjani ever was. And I really want to say is I think his game could develop similarly into a game similar to Chris Bosh, okay? And a lankier Chris Bosh is what I want to say. Chet Holmgren has the possibility to be a taller Chris Bosh, a guy who comes in, is a modern day stretch five who can protect the rim, who has a great motor, who's a gifted shot blocker, who's a good defender who can switch between wings, forwards, and centers. And he's a good off-ball player. That's something people don't realize how good Chris Bosh was playing off the ball. And Chet Holmgren has shown the ability to play off-ball, set himself up around three-point lines or to slash towards the basket to get easy, efficient shot opportunities. And that's something that I like. And I think he's a guy that when you look at him, he's a very athletic, very skilled big man who is obviously more offensive orientated than defensive orientated, but he's a terrific shot blocker, okay? So far in his college career, he's averaging 3.4 blocks. And the way it works in college, if you average like an excessive block amount, 3 to 4 blocks a game in college, that means you're going to be a 1 to 2 block a game guy in the NBA. So this guy's going to come in and be blocking shots like crazy. And look, he can shoot and score the basketball impressively and handle the ball really well for someone his size. But I do want to talk about his cons, and there's nothing really bad about him. He just can be a little bit inconsistent on his long range shooting. Like sometimes he'll take a long two instead of stepping back for the three. And I know he's a 75% three-point shooter. I'm not three-point shooter, free throw shooter. And you want that to be up. You'd rather that be closer to 85 for someone who's as good as shooting, but don't like nitpick right there. And because he's 195 pounds, we've seen that he does struggle to score through contact and in traffic. And I think that would be something with more weight added to his frame, which is something that he needs to do. It'll allow him to play through contact and to finish against people who are more physically imposing than him. And he's a good dribbler for a big man, but still, when he does face pressure, he does become a bit turnover prone because he's not an elite ball handler. And I do agree that he can be a little unselfish to a fault. Like this guy could be easily averaging 22 points a night, but he's a guy who looks for the pass. He looks for his teammates, and he doesn't have elite lateral quickness. But look, this is a guy who Chet Holmgren couldn't be like a perfect modern day 3'N'D big man, maybe like a Kroger version of Chris Bosh, and I think he's a guy who could be a rim protector and a great three-point shooter. But, he's really skinny. He's skinny for a big man, and he'll have to add like at least 30 pounds to his frame to prevent himself from literally being pushed around by stronger opponents on a nightly basis in the NBA. And I know sometimes he does struggle to handle the ball when he's heavily pressured, as he sometimes gets the ball poked away by smaller, quicker defenders. And he has had a problem with drawing charging fouls. But besides that, he's obviously a top 3 pick, and I think if you like him, check him out.